Alrighty. Welcome to your LSU football fix. Y'all know who I am. I'm Preston Guy, staff writer at TigerBait.com. And this staff writer has had a hell of a night, y'all. Right before the show aired tonight, LSU got a string of 4 commitments. I'm doing my show prep, writing notes. I get a text from Mike. Hey, Brett Bordelon just committed. Can you write me up a story? I start writing up the story. Next thing you know, boom. Plenty of commitments going on. What's that old wise tale? 'Twas the night before signing day, and throughout the house there wasn't a peep, not even a mouse. No. Opposite tonight. Massive, big, booming news before signing day for LSU tonight. Lots of commits. I'm going to go through it. News. We got a player going in the NFL draft. We're going to get into all of that. It's going to be an abbreviated show tonight. No guest. We're going to talk about what LSU's bringing in. We're going to talk about signing day, and we're going to talk about, who LSU, how they're feeling about their guys committed. Thank y'all for sticking around. I know this is a late show. We just got hit. I had to write 4 quick write-ups, sounds quick, but when you got 4 of them to do back to back, you got to churn them out. Mike texted me, said, man, look, I'm out running errands right now, man. I got to get you to handle this. So it was just me. I had nothing there. So appreciate y'all for sticking around on a late edition of your LSU football fix. Before I go any further here, we got to thank the people who pay our bills. We, of course, have to thank Tramonte's Meat and Seafood. Remember, guys, they got all the bourbon. You got your prime rib and all your holiday goods there at Tramonte's. Make sure to give them a visit at the corner of Airline and Jefferson behind Parkview Baptist. Remember, if you mention TigerBait and you do a catering order of $200 or more, you're going to get a free $25 gift card in addition to that. And remember, Lunch Deli closed all week while they're doing all their holiday prep. So make sure to get in there fast, guys, before they run out.
Tramonte's has meat. Tramonte's has seafood. Tramonte's has much more. Tailgating and homegating platters, huge wine and liquor selection, beer and all the spices you need, Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats, ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs, 20 flavors of sausage for the grill, daily lunch specials and game processing, on-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tramontes.com.
Is Tramonte's, the best meat around. If y'all are watching the show, make sure to do me a favor. Smash that like button. Helps with all the algorithms. Leave your comments. Share the show to your social media so that all the algorithm gods may give us preferential analytics. Okay. Get a couple comments in. Thanks, #Preston. Hey, thank you for watching, James Sells. O-lineman. LSU's got 4 O-linemen committed. One O-lineman committed tonight, but that's for the class of 2025. I'll get into that. Let's see here. Good evening, Preston. Hey, the best comment we've had on this show. Can I pin this comment? Let me see if I can pin this comment. Mike should give you a raise. Dude, all about that. 100% behind that, but anybody who works in sports media will tell you, though, we don't do it for the money. No one in this industry is in it for the money. We're all in it because we love sports and we love what we do, and I am no exception to that. So let's get down to the wire, y'all. First piece of news, Jaquelin Roy. We'll start off on the bad news. Jaquelin Roy, defensive tackle. Of course, he stepped up into a major role this year with Mason Smith stepping out and kind of was, the guy that LSU relied on. LSU wasn't getting quality snaps outside of Mekhi Wingo at that defensive tackle position from very many guys at all. And Jaquelin Roy really stepped up and was kind of the anchor there next to Mekhi Wingo. So great role, had a pretty good season this year. I don't think he was as good as Mekhi Wingo, but he's declaring for the draft. That's a guy I would have liked to see stick around a year and improve his draft status. But of course, we see him declaring for the draft. And even more sad is I think he's not going to play the bowl game. So that's even more sad because I wish players would take the bowl game a little more seriously, but it just kind of takes away from college football when they don't. From the best avatar in all of LSU YouTube, Big Cojones Kelly. What's up, Preston and fellow Tiger baiters? Sure is good to be a Tiger. See, we got to the bad news already. We got to the bad news. I'll get to some good news here. Got a couple comments I'll mix in though. What are your feelings about DBs in the portal? Love rebuilding the D line. The big DB LSU's looking at is Denver Harris right now. And I told y'all a week or two ago, I didn't think Brian Kelly would go after him because he's had some off the field issues, and Brian Kelly goes for high character guys, but it's looking more and more and more like he's going to end up being a Tiger. It's not done by any stretch. It's like I have some insider information where I'm telling you, oh yeah, Denver Harris told my cousin that he's coming. But it is looking more and more likely like he'll be trending to LSU. We all know, when he was recruiting, LSU was one of his finalists there, and he has connections to the university, familiarity there. All right, meat and potatoes. Let's go. All right, guys, smash that like button if you haven't already, because here's the good news. 2025 offensive lineman Brett Bordelon. Most of the recruiting sites don't have him rated yet, but I expect him to be about a 4-star kid, like a pretty, top 250 kid or whatever. He's already 6'5". He's huge. Much further along. So of course y'all all know his brother, Bo Bordelon, is on LSU's team. He's more of a developmental prospect player. Looks like Brett's much further along in his point at this career than Bo was at this point. But Bo was small as a freshman and sophomore. I mean, really small. And he just exploded out of nowhere. So he's still kind of, when he got to LSU, he was still growing into that frame. And I think Bo Bordelon's going to be a good player for LSU. Whether it's next year or the year after, we'll see. Of course, both of them are the son of the LSU lineman from the 90s, Ben Bordelon. So they're both following in those footsteps. He played offensive tackle at Newman. I do wonder, you've got Emory Jones and Will Campbell at those offensive tackle spots. Or is Bo going to slide inside? Now, Brett's looks like a offensive tackle. And by the time 2025 comes rolling around, you might be looking for your new Will Campbell. Who knows? So he looks like an offensive tackle. Time will tell. Based on the film I've seen of him, he looks like a right tackle. It's early, so that can change a lot. But typically with your right tackle, they're more heavy hooved. And they don't have to have the quite quickness that a left tackle was and coordination that a left tackle has. So your right tackle is going to be a little more heavier than your right tackle. So I look at him as a right tackle. But then, guys, I swear to God, within 5 minutes of each other, we got Parashan, Jalen Lee, Brady Swinson, all commit to LSU. LSU's front seven is getting some serious reinforcements. Now, I'll start with the local kid. That's going to be the favorite one, Jalen Lee. In fact, I'm going to have to pull up the stories I just wrote for my notes, guys. I didn't have enough time to sit here and write notes out for the show because I was writing stories. So I'm literally pulling up my story here. Of course, Jalen Lee is a kid I covered as a recruit at Live Oak, and a kid who was very excited to get an offer from LSU. And then down the stretch, Ogeron and company thought that their class was going to be too big. They thought they were getting some big name guys in down the stretch and they wanted to make room. So they told him skedaddle, they told him, sorry, man. Fortunately for him, I hate it when a kid loses his offer and ends up not having a great falling spot, but he fell to Florida. In 3 years at Florida, he's played in 25 games and made 19 tackles. So he's had some trouble getting on the field. However, you're losing Jaquelin Roy, guys. You need help in the interior. You didn't have anybody else. You desperately need some interior defensive lineman reps. You know what? Dude, 6'2", 300 pounds. I'll take him. Let's mention, God, someone comment the name of number 21 for Florida, the 400-pound guy. All right, someone comment his name. I'll pop your name on the screen if you get that for me. It might be hard to take some reps from that guy. So you love to see it, and you really love to see it for the local kid coming home. You really, really like to see that. Just a good story for him. So also in the front seven, you got Oregon edge rusher. You got Braden Swinson, okay? And he played in 30 games at Oregon, and he registered 35 tackles. So he's had, some success, some been on the field off and on. He had 24 tackles last year, and this year I think he was limited with injuries. He had only 8 tackles. I think I saw like 144 snaps. But you know what? Again, big-bodied guy, played a Power 5 conference. He's 6'4", 233. And look, just saying, he'll probably be able to play linebacker for LSU. Of course, we all know how these guys, when they're edge rushers like that, they could play, they could put their hand in the dirt, some defensive end. He could play some outside linebacker. We'll see. Either or. Block. I got a little user to block. Regardless, you take that guy every single time. Great pickup for LSU to get Braden Swinson. And then, to top it off, Arizona defensive lineman Paris Shand, who, by the way, had the most success on the field. He's 6'5", 290. He's originally from Toronto, Canada, interestingly. He was a 3-star defensive... Guys, he was not highly recruited at all. I was looking at it. I think he was like the 95th rated defensive end coming out. I think Paris Shand will play defensive end, but he could play some defensive tackle as well. But he's 290. That's a big player, y'all. He actually had the most success of any of the guys. He played in 24 games at Arizona. He started 7 games this year. Didn't start down the stretch. Don't know what happened there, but got 41 tackles, 5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery throughout his career. So of the guys you just brought in, Paris Shand's the one who brought in the most. He brought in the most success to this of the guys who came in. Guys, I'm sorry, I am tripping over my words here. Before the show tonight, it was an absolute scramble to write down all this stuff. So quite a bit going on there. We weren't. I thought the transfer portal guys were going to wait until Thursday because you don't want to bring in a transfer portal kid who scares off, say, a 5-star recruit like a Desmond Ricks. I am hearing from people though that Desmond Ricks ain't scared of, like, say, a Denver Harris or anybody committing. He's going to make he's very confident and he's a 5-star player, guys. He does not doubt himself at all. So, and it's not like cornerback is a position where only one guy can get on the field, or you can't, better yet, even pivot into other positions. If you're talented enough as a defensive back, they'll find a way to get you on the field. Nickelback, safety, there's like 5 spots they can fit you in out there. So don't worry about that. So that's what LSU's got coming in. Transfer portal. That's all the news tonight. That's it. Just, player declaring for the draft, 2025 commit, and 3 transfer portal guys. Woo! Slow night. All right. I got to pay some bills. Got to thank a sponsor. Guys, y'all know where I'm doing all my holiday shopping this year. It's at Alumni Hall. It's your one-stop shop for all the cool LSU gear, tons of novelty items. They've got Citrus Bowl gear. They've got, apparel, hats, drinkware, wall art, you name it. It is there, guys. Cornhole. They got tons of cornhole, light up signs on the wall. It's one of my favorite stores to pop into. It looks really cool. Of course, it's in Perkins Row, so make sure to pop in and visit it. LSU students, faculty member, and military receive 10% off in store. You can earn cash back with their Hall Pass rewards. So y'all go make sure to check out Alumni Hall. Before Christmas, if you use code TBForum2020 or TBForum22, TB Forum 22. You're going to get 20% off your order. So make sure to mention that. Alumni Hall, the ultimate LSU Tiger shopping experience. And because it's a consolidated show tonight, I have to consolidate my ads here a little bit. So let's thank Celebrity Theater with locations in Baton Rouge, Broussard, Ruston. They've got their weekly specials, Senior Savings Night, Bargain Tuesday, and Half Price Arcade Nights. Remember, guys, this is Louisiana's only locally owned theater. They've got all the relaxing leather and reclining seats that you have come to love at theaters. I don't go out to a theater unless it has it. But because they're locally owned, you're guaranteed better prices, better service, and a cleaner facility every time. They have the Dolby Atmos Sound Theater, which is state-of-the-art technology. They have Baton Rouge's largest arcade in the area. They do special events. If you're interested, send them an email, events@celebritytheaters.com, to do your next corporate event, birthday party, or whatever you may be celebrating. Maybe you'll be celebrating National Signing Day tomorrow. All right. I'm going to get to some comments. Latest on Denver Harris. I just kind of gave you my intel. Every day that goes by, it looks more and more likely that LSU, he's going to end up at LSU. It's not a done deal. There's work to be done there. I didn't think LSU would go after him. They are. Yeah, Desmond Watson is the big boy. Oh, man. I thought Tyler Shelvin was a fun guy to watch play. Des Watson he is an absolute unit out there. How good is Paris Shand? Well, I kind of, read you through the riot act. I haven't done any film study or anything on him. We'll get those as the days go by, but he's a big body, 6'5", 290, and he's got 41 tackles on his career, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. On the field, he's had the most success of any of the guys we're talking about. What's good? What's up, Von Bluesman? Hit that like button. You gosh darn right, Fire 3449. Hit that like button, y'all. Please the gods that determine the success of my job, the YouTube analytics gods. Yeah, Jacobian Guillory, man, he just has not translated on the field this year. He'll have his opportunity for the bowl game. There's no doubt about that. But I'll say there seems to be a lot of guys who this coaching staff just simply does not trust. Guys that we thought were slotted for playtime and just have not done much this year. We'll see. We'll see what Jacobian Guillory's got in him. Music's still going strong with the Dust Bus. It's National Signing Day. They just got 4 commitments, and we're talking about the Dust Bus. My God, music. That's funny. But hey, I got to give music credit. He's on this channel every single week. I do think it will be Jaden Daniels who plays in the bowl game. I do think. I was talking to some people about that just this morning, in fact, about, he hadn't really practiced much, but we knew that was coming with the bum ankle. I do think Jaden Daniels will start the bowl game, and I think Jaden Daniels is coming back from everything I'm hearing. I have a reputation. Yeah, you have a reputation. Best profile picture on the internet. I know that's an ad, but not going to a theater unless they have fancy seats. That's fine. Hold up. Mag 1631. Yes, it's an ad that I'm reading, but that's not an ad. That's me just telling you I'm not going to a theater unless they have the reclining seats. Straight up, I'm spoiled, guys. Like, I remember like 3-4 years ago, someone booked, maybe it was like the one in Perkins Row, the theater in Perkins Row with they had the regular seats at the time, like, the ones we all grew up with. And I just was like, what kind of third world country is this peasantry? No, give me my reclining lazy boy seat that I have come to know. I want to put my popcorn bowl in between my legs with a giant icy soda. By the way, they have the freestyle sodas there. I'm a big soda drinker, in case, y'all haven't noticed, but they have the freestyle machine, and it's great. All right, Von Bluesman, do you think LSU will end up with a top 3 recruiting class? It's a very good question. They were top 3, and now they've kind of moved into top 7. Those top 7 teams, if you look at like their scores, they're neck and neck. I think if LSU lands Isaac Smith and they land Desmond Ricks, I think LSU is in line to have the highest rated class they've ever brought in. Like class rating wise. Okay. Obviously like the actual output of the class is different. We all know about the Joe Burrow line. Like LSU's class was rated 15th in the country and that happened to have the Heisman winner in it. Okay. But I'm talking about just like the class rating. This would be LSU's highest in school history if they get both, right? Of course, the second highest is 2020, which didn't do much for you. All right. Well, someone got to one of my notes here. Dalen Austin, Oregon bound or stay with LSU? My insight, there's some confidence around the LSU circles that he will stay with LSU eventually. I don't personally believe he's signing anywhere tomorrow. That's not insider information. That's my gut. I think he's gonna wait and see. If he were to sign tomorrow, I could see him signing with Oregon just to rip the duct tape and go it off. But I think he's going to wait until February. And that's the only guy I've heard of that will wait till February to sign. Not to say that others won't. That's the only one I've heard that could do it so far. Signing day is a weird animal. But I think LSU will hold on to him. I think, and that's not me predicting that, but I have a good feeling LSU could hold on to him. I just think they're going to have to fight a little bit longer for him while he thinks this out. In other recruiting news, your big names are going to be Desmond Ricks, who is announcing on Thursday. I'm feeling very good about Desmond Ricks, and I've told y'all that for a long time. Mike Scarborough put in the prediction on TigerBait.com that he will be an LSU Tiger like 2 weeks ago, and I concur with that. I'm pretty confident he will commit to LSU. If you saw his tweet today, it was awesome. It was like a king looking on his throne from the top of Tiger Stadium from that, like, what do they call that? The little club up there, the Skyline Club. Awesome picture. We know about the DBU moniker. He's got a real chance to be LSU's starting corner with 6 DBs out the door this year for LSU. He's going to wait till Thursday, but I do think he's coming to LSU. Now, let's see. Do I have a comment that I could maybe plug someone in here? We've got the porn bots on here tonight. I got to block. All right, let's see here. People, bot. All right, Isaac Smith. This is an interesting one. It's a very interesting one. LSU's the team to beat for Isaac Smith, and from what I understand, it's an LSU-Mississippi State battle. At TigerBait.com, we have a special phrase, never trust a signing day kid in Mississippi. Mississippi recruits are weird, whether it's Cam Akers or Jeremy Liggins, who flips to LSU on signing day, jumping on his school table after Gunnar Keel didn't have the chest. He didn't have the chest, but Jeremy Liggins had the waist, that's for sure. As a fellow big man, it was inspirational, Jeremy Liggins. But Mississippi recruiting is a weird beast. From what I understand, Isaac Smith is LSU's to lose. Mississippi State's the other school there, and you hate to use the death of a coach as like to critique recruiting, but I'm not doing my job if I'm not. Realistically, Mississippi State just lost their coach who was recruiting them the whole time. And yeah, Zach Arnett promoted defensive coordinator. There's familiarity there that helps, but at the same time, they did lose their head coach who he was very familiar with. So that being said, it's down to LSU, Mississippi State. Maybe Mississippi State's in his heart. My understanding is he's making that decision tonight. I don't understand how a kid could be the night before having had this offer for months and all these schools they've talked to, and at the last second be like, well, what you think? But it happens all the time. Yeah, LSU's the favorite. If I had to pick one, Mike put in a prediction for Isaac Smith. I'm not. I wouldn't I wouldn't, based on what I'm hearing, because I don't trust anybody. Never trust a kid from Mississippi on signing day. Never, 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 never. Do not gamble on it. I don't know if Vegas takes prop bets on kids' recruiting classes, but don't place a bet on a Mississippi kid committing to LSU on signing day. I do not trust it. It's got bad juju, whatever. That's it. Other than the fact that he's from Mississippi, I have no other reservations about him. Seems like a really good kid. Mike ran into him the other day while he was on his visit in town and said he was a great kid and he looks the part. He said he was thick like a Jamal Adams. So you obviously want to bring him in. And my brain tells me he's a Tiger. That's the other way around. It's like, I don't know, Mississippi kid on signing day. My gut tells me the other way around. So we'll see about that. I had a couple comments about I'll call them fringe play. Some people were asking about Derek Williams, the safety, committed to Texas. He tweeted out an hourglass 4 hours ago, guys. His pinned tweet is 1000% committed to Texas. I feel like he at least, like, if he was planning on flipping, would at least like unpin the 1000% committed. But you go to his profile and the first thing you see is Texas and 1000% everywhere. If he flips, I don't think he's really interested in LSU. There's just never been a connection there. It seems like from day one. So here's a question. Derek Williams flip. If he flips, I think he flips to like Bama or something like that. Let's see. Other guys were asking about fringe guys. Let's see here. They're kind of spoiling the answer here. If I call them fringe guys going in, but that's okay. This isn't a drama. Pimpton, the tight end kid. No, don't see it happening. Don't see it happening. Don't waste your time. Let's see here. Am I still looking for a producer? If so, let me know. I'll zap those bots. Big cojones, Kelly. You know, it's funny. I've actually had a bunch of people reach out and offer to be my producer for next year. I definitely want to either look into, I'm going to explore some options for next season. I'm going to go ahead and finish my show. My show ends on the February signing day. When, we run out of a lot of interesting football talk. I mean, I can talk football all year long, but it's just not as interesting. People want to talk about other sports and I'm just not as good at other sports. So I don't. But a lot of people have come out asking me to be the producer ever since I said that. So keep on flooding my DMs. I'll continue taking applications for the 2023 season. Cause I could use someone pressing the buttons to block the porn bots and put the graphics and bring the guest and tweak the links, all that good stuff. Nicole's Harbor, Michigan or LSU. Yeah, I see Michigan. I mean, there's actually a couple other schools in play, like, Maryland, he did just take a nice long visit to. Are they really out of it? I don't see him coming to LSU. If he commits to LSU, that would be a massive surprise. It would be utterly shocking. All right, let's get to some comments here. I'm trying to make sure I haven't touched on any names. Got on Dalen Austin, Denver Harris. So, yeah, pretty much everybody else who's committed, the 24 other guys who are committed to this class, I feel pretty good that they're going to stay committed. I've heard no drama. We've got some updates from guys like Christian Braithwaite on the website. Check that out. It seems like these guys are pretty solid. And I'm hearing there's actually going to be a ton of early enrollees, like double-digit early enrollees, which we've never really seen from LSU before. But that is the word on the street. I don't know which guys exactly it's going to be, but I am hearing a good number of early enrollees. We'll, of course, get that as signing day fills out and these guys announce their plans, but that's the word on the street. Let's see here. Derek Williams is committed to Texas, not Texas 8-4. Plus, in Texas 8-4, who is that? Isn't it Texas 5-7? Anyways, yeah, I can't believe it either, and it hurts me to say I have no reservation saying he's my favorite coach that I've ever heard a press conference for ever. I was asking one of my buddies, Stingray, if I could hop on one of his radio show when he had him on here in a couple months, just so I could ask him life advice. Mike Leach is a guy you want to hear talk about anything but football. All right, I'm gonna run this Tramonte's ad real quick, and I'm gonna get to more of your comments.
Tramonte's has meat. Tramonte's has seafood. Tramonte's has much more. Tailgating and homegating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tramontes.com.
Thank you, Tramonte's, for making everything we do. Y'all make sure to go check them out at the corner of Jefferson and Airline. I'm trying to check here. Okay. Mike was thinking about doing a show after this, but after getting hit with all the commits, I think he's gonna just prep for his show tomorrow evening, where it will be a big one, National Signing Day. So y'all make sure to hit. Hey guys, do me a favor, if you're liking this, smash the like button on the show and hit the bell and subscribe to our channel. We're one of the fastest growing LSU YouTube channels out there, thanks to all of your support. So don't forget to do that. Travis Wilburn, I think we lose Austin. We'll see. It's definitely a possibility. But I am hearing that I'm laughing at a comment. I am hearing that LSU is trending in the right direction with that. James Wade, what's good, homie? Hey, James, what's up, man? Appreciate you for coming to my show every week. My guy Carter gave you a shout out last week. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, no, Harbor, look, I have nothing negative to say about Harbor except for I just don't think he's going to come to LSU. He would be a game changer if he ended up on LSU's campus. That's a kid you absolutely want on your campus, and he's at a position to need. Why do you think you're bringing in all these transfer portal guys? Because you need them. Dane, I am your producer. I salvaged your career. Dane, I'll say this. If my career was solely determined by your opinion of my guests on my show, you 1000% saved my career. But I think there's some other factors in my career, just for, stay away from those dogs and mailboxes. Thank you for the super chat, James Wade. A little off topic, but if the Saints don't choke that 16-3 lead, oh God, you're going to make me projectile vomit talking about the Saints, y'all. All right, 16-3 lead against Buccaneers. They would be in first place. Yeah, oh God, James. Oh God, did you just pay just to make me sick live on air? Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, the Saints are still in it. They could win out. They're one game behind. Joey B did the squad a solid, beating up on the goat. The baby goat beat up on the big goat this weekend. But you hate to see that. That's a gross taste in my mouth. But I could really see Tampa Bay winning the division, then all of a sudden getting to play like Geno Smith in the playoffs. There's just some weird teams out there right now in the NFC, and I could see him getting a pretty easy path to the playoffs, shockingly. Players know Kelly is here to build a repeat national championship team. Why doesn't the Lutcher quarterback have a single offer? I don't know, man. He's a little off my radar. I don't have anything on him. I'll tell you this. This year might have been a rough year for quarterbacks across the state in general, because you've got 4 just really high caliber kids out there. You got Ricky Collins, you've got Eli Holstein, Arch Manning, of course, we all know about him. And then you've got Reese Mooney there. And then you've got a kid in North Louisiana there who was pretty solid as well. Rough year for quarterbacks to get noticed with all those guys running around. Louisiana usually never has 4 guys that caliber out there. Lots of DL transfers, just like we needed for 2023. No kidding, guys. just to recap, if y'all missed it, I know we got a lot more people in here now than we opened the show. LSU opens the night. Huge news. 4 commitments. LSU opens the night with Brett Bordelon, the 2025 offensive lineman, 6'5", big kid. He's going to be he's further along than Bo Bordelon. I expect him to be a 4-star guy, like top 250 player. He's going to be pretty solid. Parashan, Jalen Lee, Brady Swinson, all those guys are going to play in the front 7 somewhere, chasing after quarterbacks. Jalen Lee's the local kid, but he's had probably the least success on the field, sitting behind a bunch of good players. But, you know, he's 6'3", 299, like 300 pounds. You take that. Oh, you know what's also great about all these guys? They're all going to be juniors. They're all expected to be redshirt juniors. They all signed in the class of 2020. So all these guys could have not 1 year, but 2 years of eligibility. I don't think that's really a coincidence. I think Brian Kelly kind of knows what he's doing. Arch Manning is begging Taviano to stay home in state and commit to Texas while going out of state to Texas was hilarious. Yeah. You love to see it, man. Like, man, you gotta play for your home state pride, says the kid leaving his home state. Yeah, man. Guys, I don't remember the last time we saw 4 commitments on one night for LSU like this. Outside of All-American games, the would have been 5 for 5. Y'all remember that day? Let me give y'all some nightmares real quick. The 5 for 5, like okay, sometimes like All-American game, signing day, something like that. But outside of that, I do not remember a period where 4 commits just land like that. And I'm kind of half expecting halfway through this show, Denver Harris commits to LSU, and then I have to, like, you know, mid-show write up a story and have a heart attack. But yeah, tomorrow, guys, look, ultimately, when it comes down to, I kind of gave a real in-depth breakdown of what I think about these guys, but Desmond Ricks, Isaac Smith, I think LSU's to beat. I have a lot of confidence in Desmond Ricks as the 5-star player. That's like the big name you want in this class. It's at a position in need. You really, really want Desmond Ricks. Isaac Smith, I understand it. It's like, yeah, if it was any other state LSU was recruiting against, I'd feel really good given the context and what I've heard. But it's Mississippi, y'all. Never trust a Mississippi kid on signing day. Never, ever, ever, ever for any reason. Let's see here. Yep, that 2014 5 for 5. But you see, I also look at the 5 for 5 day and look at the careers of the guys you got versus the careers of the guys you didn't. And was it really, it really sounds like you did go 5 for 5. You got Fournette and Adams. What happened to all those other guys? Take one commit at a time. Aaron Rodgers. RELAX. Relax. Dog, there's no time for relax. If you want to relax and do like slow work, working in sports media is not the job for you. Like once that sucker comes a rolling, you gotta get rolling. Alrighty. Hey guys, if y'all haven't hit that like button, please go ahead and do it. If y'all want to get any comments, any last signing day questions, go ahead and get them in. I'll be answering them here. But smash that like button for me. Help with our analytics. I'm on. Hit up
Tramonte's has seafood. Tramonte's has much more. Tailgating and homegating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tramontes.com.
Speedy Noyle and Gerald Harris Green. Oh man, I cannot even remember his name. But yeah, no, he was from New Orleans. Dumpster fire. Yeah, that's right. I noticed sometimes a lot of times when these big time recruits go out of state, at least last 10 years or so, they tend to not pan out. Taviano signing. I haven't heard anything to say he isn't. He should be. Yeah, I don't think Pimpston's flipping. I think he sticks with Vandy. Yeah, I think it's too little, too late. I don't. From the people I've talked to, what I've heard, that's fringe at best. I mean, he could surprise, but I just don't think it'll happen. Yeah, Landon. Gerald Willis. That's right. Yeah. And his mom was her name was like April Justin. She had to sit on that stage twice, disappointed her boys didn't go to LSU. Yeah, I thought mom was undefeated on signing day. Well, mama wants, mama gets, but that mama went 0-2. Unbelievable. Yep, someone in the comments says Shea Dixon is saying he's flipping to LSU. That's of the last 30 minutes. Hey, maybe he got an update. He does great work. I've been on the show for more than 30 minutes, so I haven't heard anything different. But we do know LSU needs tight ends, so we shall see. We shall see. Well, guys, look, Mike Scarborough's going to come on next week, going to break down the signing day class and give you all the good scoops. So y'all make sure to hit that subscribe bell. You're not going to miss it. Next week I'll be live. Before we got all the news, I was kind of go down position group by position group and tell you what I like, what I don't like about this class. And I evaluate things a little differently with the classes. I almost don't care when a 5-star DB comes, not because I don't care that he's here, but it's like LSU's always got great DBs. I always look for that trench play because if LSU can get those 5-star trenchmen, that's what's going to make the difference and help LSU, elevate to that championship level. So that's always what I've got my eye on when I'm looking at these recruiting classes. So you've got 4 offensive linemen committed. I'd prefer one more, but that's, we'll see. Maybe you pick up one in the transfer portal or something of that nature, and you're bringing back all 5 offensive linemen. I think it's excusable to say my philosophy is your recruiting class, you should be able to field a football team with every single year. You need a quarterback, you need 2 running backs, you need 4 receivers, you need 5 linemen, you need, 2 or 3 running backs, you need, 4 linebackers, 4 defensive linemen, 5 DBs, and then throw in 3 for wherever you want. Your class competition should reflect a football team every single year. But, I mean, okay, if you've got all 5 offensive linemen returning and to include 2 stud offensive tackles, sometimes it's forgivable to say, okay, well, we'll take one last guy, but we're still bringing in 3. The Ogeron stuff of bringing in some classes with 2 linemen or 3 linemen and one of them's like a lowly recruited 3-star, that was inexplicable. That's how you kill your program. How many do I think LSU signs during the spring? How many spring enrollees do I think coming in? I don't have names or a list, Von Bluesman, but my feelers I've been putting out there, you should see double digits. You should see double digits of early enrollees. So that'll be very interesting if you really do roll out spring football with 10 or more early enrollees. I don't think I've ever seen that. Is the Lance Hurd's coming to take someone's spot on the O-line as a true freshman? Yeah, I don't know whose. That's what I was telling people last week. I don't know where he's going to play. He looks like an offensive tackle, but you've got those 2 offensive tackle. Maybe Emory Jones slides into guard because a lot of people slotted him at guard before he took that right tackle spot. But yeah, he's too good not to play, man. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if he's not on the field somehow, somewhere next year. That's the kind of impact player he is. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all for watching on Signing Day Eve, a solo edition, no guest. Remember, y'all, hit that like button, subscribe to the show, and y'all check out TigerBait.com. We've got all the stories of the new commits. If you want the skinny on all these guys, like, all the guys who committed, what they've done, height, weight, all that good stuff, we've got that there. We've also got tons of recruiting and signing day commitment. We've talked to a bunch of LSU commits to see how they feel about guys and to see how committed they are. But we'll be live all day tomorrow. Make sure to tune into TigerBait. If you're not a TigerBait subscriber, tomorrow's the best day of the year to do it. It's $99 for 1 year. Give it a try. I highly recommend it. The only locally owned recruiting service for LSU guys. It's just Mike owns it. He's the original. He's the OG of LSU recruiting, y'all, and been doing it 26 years. It is, he lives right here in Baton Rouge, owns the website. We don't have no corporate overlord over us. So y'all make sure to go give us a try. I appreciate all of y'all for watching the show, and I will see y'all next Tuesday.